My men, my guys, are playing for a chance. And that's all we need, is a chance to go win this thing. Win the NFC. If we get past the wild card round, the Bucks come. The Succaneers come to town. And I'm looking forward to my guy, Marshawn Lattimore, just locking down Mike Evans. I'm looking forward to my guy, Michael Thomas, to absolutely destroy that pitiful thing they call a secondary. I'm looking forward to my guy, Alvin Kamara, running circles around these Buccaneer defenders. Now I understand everyone's like, but GGB, they haven't won yet. They still have to play the Bears. And to that I say, I believe in my Saints. Okay, so let's go over the biggest weakness for both teams. Let me think of the Bears' biggest weakness. I think I got it. I think it's the fact that their secondary is just plain not good. Their defensive line is kind of scary. And to be honest, a lot of people were reminded of the Vikings last year against the Saints this year. And I was actually kind of terrified. And if you want to win this game, Bears, and I do think there is a way for the Bears to win this game. It's on defense, you got to scheme around the Saints' weaknesses. And on offense. And to be honest, there's only one real weakness in the Saints team. Now, I understand you have Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks, but they're both edge rushers, right? And they're going against Teron Armstead and Ryan Ramczyk. Teron Armstead went to the Pro Bowl and is having a fantastic year. Ryan Ramczyk, on the other hand, should have been to the Pro Bowl, is also having a fantastic year. So I don't think you're going to get much pressure that way. And the way the Vikings got pressure last year was on the inside. Now, Andrews Pete is a Pro Bowl offensive guard, left guard, and is playing a fantastic season right now. Now, Eric McCoy's been also very steady, but the person you have to really attack is Cesar Ruiz, the first-round rookie out of Michigan. Now, he's had some times where he's looked great and looks like the future at the offensive guard position for the Saints. But on the other hand, he's had some moments where he looked kind of boneheaded. The Contavious Street, in which he kind of let Contavious Street just walk past him, in which Brees got sacked, and that took him out of the football game, and it really kind of hurt our team, and was the main reason why we lost to the Eagles. But I absolutely, I don't know. I don't think there's, I know I might have my Saints goggles on, but I don't think there's a huge weakness on this team. The biggest weakness I can think of is the fact is Drew still can't go deep. If he's had some times where he's thrown accurate deep, he's actually looked really accurate at times this season. Talking about that Alston Carr dime to the back of the end zone, although it was not caught. But it was an absolute perfect throw. He could not have been more perfect in the back of the end zone. The Emmanuel Sanders deep pass against the Chiefs also comes to mind. What I'm most excited about the Saints team is they've played, if we're talking about the three main guys, Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, they've played a combined 15 quarters this year, which, if you're wondering, equates to roughly a little over 3 games. That's not good. I mean, it's not good for other teams in the playoffs, that is. We're talking about a rejuvenated Michael Thomas. Drew Brees that just came back from those rib injuries and is looking pretty fine, if I do say so myself. And the fact is, it's going to be dangerous for that Bears defense. We're looking at, our team looked good last week, and that was, not even close to full capacity of what our offense can do. Now, we had no Michael Thomas, no Alvin Kamara. You know what we did? We did some really nice things. We found out that, Emmanuel Sanders and Marquez Callaway are great players. Now let's talk about other players on this team. Deontay Harris, legend. Michael Thomas, legend. Dalvin Kamara, Latavius Murray, legends. Now we're talking about all these weapons. Every single one. I'm interested also, if you were wondering, all those Saints fans out there, you're saying, hey, GGB, what about Tre'Quan Smith? And to that I say Tre'Quan Smith is not eligible to play in this game because of his IR designation. He can play next week against the Buccaneers if we win this game. But we do still have some very good playmakers left. My biggest question is, who are we going to keep from the practice squad receivers that we've had for a long time? Now, my personal favorite is Lil Jordan Humphrey, although I can see the argument for Austin Carr here. Although I don't feel like he has the same role. Austin Carr's more the little sketchy, the fast guy that gets into holes and whatever, kind of like a slot receiver. That's kind of Deontay Harris's role in this offense, so I don't really know if this is really the perfect that's the perfect player to have on our team. I think like little Jordan Humphrey gets our best chance at keeping all these players. I'm actually excited. I think Ty Montgomery showed that he can be a solid player for us. I think we can use I'd like to use him in more roles. He only had one carry and like a couple snaps until last week, where he got the bulk of the carries at running back. Now, not to mention, I'm sorry, I completely forgot about some stuff. Tight ends. We have Josh Hill back, Adam Troutman, and Jared Cook. Legends. See, the problem is for the Bears, Roquan Smith is who I expected to be covering Jared Cook. Now, that would be smart. Jared Cook's a very good tight end, but I feel like Roquan Smith might be able to lock him down. But no Roquan Smith in this game. That's not good. That's not good at all for this Bears defense. I think we're going to be able to practically feast on this Bears defense. Knock on wood. We always have some weird postseason. I think Bountygate angered the gods and has just cursed us for these past few years. But please, I beg of you, please have mercy on our souls. Drew Brees really wants this last ring. He's going to be his last year. But let's get on to that defense versus that offense. Now, if you don't know, Mitchell Trubisky has looked rather rejuvenated these past few weeks. I'd personally like to see Matt Nagy calling the plays as a Saints fan, because Matt Nagy's absolutely horrendous at calling plays. He needs to get out of Chicago, but I'd like them to call plays for just one more time. The offense really runs through David Montgomery in the ground game. The problem is the Saints have one of the most dominant defensive lines in the entire NFL. Now, no Trey Hendrickson, that's going to be very disappointing. Marcus Davenport's also a very solid contributor to that pass rush. Not to mention Cameron Jordan is one of the best in the NFL, a Pro Bowler. And defensive tackle, we have probably one of the biggest, most depth at defensive tackle in the entire NFL, in which we have Sheldon Rankins, David Onyemata, Malcolm Brown, Shy Tuttle, and Malcolm Roach. 5 defensive tackles that I'm really excited to see this year. Linebackers, I'm a little bit worried about this. Quan Alexander, I was excited for, and he actually played really well before tearing his Achilles or ACL. Dang it, I forgot. But I'm pretty sure it was Achilles, against the Vikings in Week 16 on Christmas Day. So it will be Alex Anzalone. Now, Alex Anzalone has started in a lot of playoff games. The Rams game, in which he had a fingertip interception, comes to mind. He's played some really good snaps in NFL playoff games. So I'm excited. I hope he comes to that form. Now, Demario Davis, I'd like to talk about him for a little bit. He's probably one of their best players on defense and was kind of snubbed from the Pro Bowl. Is one of the best linebackers in the league. Dare I say, the best linebacker in the league. He's playing phenomenal football right now. I really love what Demario Davis has been doing on that defensive side of the ball. Not to mention, I really would like to see Zach Bond, our rookie out of Wisconsin, get involved more. The only rookie that I've really seen we've seen 2 rookies of our 4 rookie running class get some significant playing time this year. Now, Tommy Stevens is sadly gone. He is to the Panthers. I'm actually really disappointed. I would have liked to see him more, but I don't know what reason why we drafted him. We traded up in the 7th round to draft him, and then just ended up cutting him. Like, it's absolutely insane and bonkers. Why would ever do that? We could have just drafted a kicker to train behind Lutz in case he gets hurt, which did happen in the Eagles game. So, also, it's really confusing. But Zach Bond's one of the few rookies, the 3 rookies, we didn't have many rookies, that haven't seen some significant playing time this year. Talking about some of the rookies, Cesar Ruiz has seen some pretty good snaps, and Adam Troutman's one of my favorite rookies from this class. Great tight end. I'm really excited, looking forward to his future with our team. Now, Zach Bond's a guy I would like to see involved more. He was great at rushing the passer at Wisconsin. Maybe we can bring him on a couple of design blitzes for him. And now in the secondary, I was really worried about the matchup between Janoris Jenkins and Darnell Mooney, because Darnell Mooney's been a great receiver this year. But luckily for us, Darnell Mooney will not be playing in this game, which means Janoris Jenkins gets to go against I don't even remember that guy's name anymore, because it just slipped my mind, because he has not been used in this offense for a long time. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. My favorite matchup is probably going to be watching Cole Kmet or Jimmy Graham go against Demario Davis. Now, I think if you're the Bears and you're a smart player, which Mitchell Trubisky is, you got to go after the mismatch, which in this scenario would probably be Cole Kmet or Jimmy Graham, depending on who Demario Davis lines up against versus Alex Anzalone. I think that would be the smart matchup to go to if you are this team. But in the secondary, I think we have one of the strongest secondaries in the NFL and got some significant depth behind it. Cornerback, we have Janoris Jenkins and Marshawn Lattimore. Marshawn Lattimore is one of my guys here. I think he's going to match up extremely well against Allen Robinson. I think Allen Robinson will win a couple of those plays, but I think Marshawn Lattimore will win the majority of them. He is having a quietly very solid year in the NFL. Then we have Janoris Jenkins. I think he's going to lock down whatever receiver is covered. I'm not sure what the receiver is. Third receiver of the Bears is. But I'm excited to see Marcus Williams back in action, as well as Chauncey, who will both be returning to the lineup. Not to mention Malcolm Jenkins. And we get to bring in DJ Swearinger for certain scenarios. So, I don't know. I think the Saints team is very solid. A very solid team. I think they're going to beat the Bears, but I do think the Bears cover because a 10-point spread in the playoffs is a little bit too much.